This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. This is so, 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 so important. And it will set you free and it will help you reclaim your energy so that you can pour that energy into the things that are just going to give you more energy. Imagine that. The things that you say yes to, they give you back energy. And it's like this momentum that creates. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, I feel so energized. I feel so aligned. Yes, because you've been in self consent with yourself.
Can't be contained.
That's what I'm talking about. It's go time over here at the Can't Be Contained studio, AKA my home office. You guys, I just got off the most epic bachelorette party that I've ever been to, and it was pretty cool because it was mine. I kept saying that through the whole weekend, like, this is the best bachelorette party I've ever been to. You know, it was so wild for me to release complete control. Normally, I'm the one to plan things and organize logistics, but being gone for days and not knowing the details of like what's happening and everything just so perfectly planned out was totally it was like an invitation to complete surrender and complete trust and just like letting myself receive. This weekend was just like the ultimate practice in receptivity and beauty and luxury. It was just absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. 38 days away from the wedding. Holy crap, here we go. It's all happening. It's so crazy. Like when we got engaged, I was like, oh yeah, the wedding's like 2 years from now. And then it was like a year and a half. And then it's a year. And I'm like, 90 days. And I woke up this morning, I was like, 38 days. It's all happening. I am so excited. I've never been more ready. I've never been more, I feel like Eric and I worked out like a lot of our kinks over the last like 2 years ish. Like since we got engaged, like we got engaged and it was like, whoa, okay. All of my trauma came out to play. All of our stuff came out. And now we're in this like super sweet place where we like know the baggage that we're both bringing to this relationship and we are lovingly holding it together. And it helps heal it. I feel like the right relationship can be so healing. The right relationship can be so beautiful. And we've gotten to this place now where just it's feeling really beautiful. And I fully know that once we get married, we're gonna have a whole slew of other things to move through and to heal through as life continues to life and we continue to grow. But dang, it feels really good to be in this like super sweet spot right before we right before we get married. So exciting. So exciting. So that's the update. Super excited. I yeah, I like it's interesting like just like noticing my it's almost like a carefreeness going through this wedding planning process. Like I'm very intentional about everything, but there's also this sense of like, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Cause I deeply just trust in my bones and my body that this is the exact right next step. And I feel like my anxiety is not coming out to play obsessing over little details. And in that, they're just kind of all getting done and things are just moving along really beautifully. So the wedding planning process has been another reminder for me that when you know you're headed in the right direction, when it's so clear, you can just really rest in that. And then all of the noise around it, like, really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the most important thing is the relationship, is the connection, is the marriage, is this life that we're building. And the wedding is going to be this like epic 3-day experience of just like magic. And that's actually not the point. The point is us, that's signifying this beautiful adventure, this beautiful marriage that we're both headed on. So just, keeping the main thing, keeping it very like, this is why we're doing it. And all of this other stuff is just noise. And it's fun noise. It's pretty noise. It's sparkly noise, but it's just noise. And just realizing like, hey, this is the main thing. And it made me really look at things in my life, like in my business. Where am I getting distracted by shiny things in my business? Where am I getting distracted by shiny things in my spirituality? Where am I getting distracted? And so I actually went through this process of looking at all of the different areas of my life, my health, my wealth, my friendships, my business, my finances, my career, and my family, and like, what is the main thing? And how can I just keep the main thing, so that everything else falls away? So that's one of the many lessons that has been arising in this experience of planning a wedding and getting married and doing all the things. Thank you guys so much for all of your amazing recommendations around our honeymoon. We're super excited. The last time I went to Italy was like 10 years ago with my parents and uh and an old boyfriend. And it's gonna be dope to go there like on a honeymoon and be really intentional. Cause last time we went, we were like, didn't really plan. We didn't really know what was going on. We didn't really know where to go. And we just kind of like, I don't know, we'll make it up as we go. And this time we're kind of we're a lot more intentional. So I'm excited. And your guys' recommendations were amazing. So thank you so much. That was so epic. We are currently enrolling for the Pause Breathwork Facilitator program. I don't know if you guys have heard, but our big, hairy, audacious goal at Pause is training and certifying 10,000 people to become breathwork facilitators. Because when we do that, that will collectively impact 50 million people through the power of breathwork. And that for me is just so expansive, so exciting. And it's been so epic to see my breathwork facilitators all around the world doing their thing, bringing breathwork into organizations, bringing breathwork into retreats, doing one-to-one breath, like just everywhere, everyone, all at once. It's just like, it's so fun for me to witness that and to witness you guys in your greatness as you express your spiritual gifts into the world and allow yourself to feel fully seen and really do this work in the world. All right. So www.pausebreathwork.com/facilitator for those of you who want to talk to the team, book a call, discover if this is the work that your soul is here to do in the world. And if it is, that will be an obvious next step. If not, like just get on the phone. Get on the phone. Because what the call will do is it will give you clarity one way or the other. It's either going to be like, don't think that this is my next best step, or it's going to be like, this is absolutely your best next step. And join the mission of making emotional suffering optional. So that's that. All right. Today's episode is brought to you by your body wanting to say no. Oh, I don't know whose quote this is. It's not mine, but no is a full sentence. And I learned that about 10 years ago, where like many people who listen to the show, we are recovering people pleasers. And I would just say yes to things that it was like a full freaking body no. And then I'd be like, yeah, that sounds good. I'll come to that party. I'll do that thing. I'll take on that thing. And I just realized that when we can really claim our no, we really set ourselves free. And claiming the no allows us to reclaim our energy. Because if we're saying yes to things that are a no and no to things that are a yes, and the energy's just getting all whack, it just feels so convoluted. It feels so confusing. It feels so like, ugh. And so in this episode, I want to give you as many practical, tangible ideas and advice for you to really practice that. Practice how you can say no in your own life to the things that are just not lighting you up, allow yourself to just really realize, like, when it's a yes, it's a full freaking body yes. And you're going to show up so lit up, so excited, so aligned. And when it's a no, it's just a no. Oftentimes there's like fear of rejection. And as I name these, see what comes up for you, right? It's like fear of rejection. If I say no to that opportunity, or no to that invitation to collaborate, or no to that whatever, will people stop inviting me to things in the future? Will people stop inviting me to collaborate? Am I losing my chances, right? It's almost like the rejection comes with scarcity. And so checking in with that and realizing that just because you say no once doesn't mean people are going to reject you. It's like you are fully honoring that. Number 2, people pleasing, as I already mentioned. If we have people-pleasing tendencies, oftentimes we value their experience over ours. We put their needs before ours. And when we do that, we're chipping away at our self-consent. We're chipping away at our self-respect. We're just chipping away. We're chipping away, right? Societal expectations. Oftentimes we're supposed to just do it all and be it all and have it all and meh, meh, meh. And it's making us exhausted and tired and out of alignment. And the greatest lesson that I've learned in my life is realizing that my energy is the most important thing. So the benefits of saying no is I get to really protect my time and energy. I get to really protect my time and energy. Someone asked me tonight to go to a mastermind that they're hosting down the road. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. There's gonna be so many cool people there, like some of my friends, some new friends. I'll get to learn some new things. And it's like, sounds awesome. And I know my priority right now is my wedding, the goals we have with Pause. And I'm working on a project behind the scenes, which you guys are going to hear about very soon. And I'm sorry I'm like gatekeeping this information for freaking months. You're like, just tell us already. But it's a big deal. And it's taking a lot of my energy and a lot of my time. So although I would love, 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 love to be there tonight, it feels like a no. It's a no. It's a no in my body, right? So just really realizing, like, body check it. Because oftentimes our mind can go, but the opportunity and this and that. It's like, yeah. And at the end of the day, body check that experience. Like a no can have a massive, like, think about what you're getting from saying no. I'm getting spaciousness. I'm getting energy. I'm getting self respect. I'm getting rest. I'm getting productivity. I'm getting, chipping away at my goal, whatever it is. Like, what are you receiving? Because oftentimes when we say no, the ego just goes to think of, well, what am I missing out on by saying no? But what's the other side of the coin, right? It has this positive impact on our mental health, our productivity, our relationships. Yeah. So one of the things in my life, like I want to really hit you guys with some like practical, tangible advice. Like when I first was recovering being a people pleaser, I really had to start with small no's. Like not these like big ones, but like practice in low stakes situations. Begin by saying no in those less critical situations. Like, I don't know, declining a dinner invite, right? Something that's like, it doesn't matter either way. Just really practice with that. And what I love is really body checking. Like when you do get that response, I remember for so much of my life, I would just get hyped on the excitement of someone else's excitement. They're like, "Oh my God, this can be so amazing. Are you in?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Ooh. And then it's like I got hyped on their enthusiasm and their excitement, and I got enrolled because they were a full body yes. But then when the dust settled, I had so much anxiety around saying yes to that thing. And oftentimes, because I was a people pleaser, I just would go along with it. And I wouldn't have the courageous conversation to be like, yo, I was just like super stoked when you asked me that. And the truth is it's actually a no. Right. And so, one of the things that I've said recently, and one of the things I created, or not recently, but one of the things I've been using and for years and still use it is, hey, I'm fully committed tonight. I could be fully committed to having a bath, but I'm fully committed. Hey, that sounds amazing, but I'm fully committed. And I so appreciate the offer. It sounds freaking awesome, but I'm fully committed. And really knowing your priorities. I think this is another one. Number two is like, you can say a powerful no when you really know your priorities. Like again, I said, my priorities right now is planning this wedding, the goals we have with Pause, and this secret project I'm working on. Those are my priorities. So when things come at me, I'm like, ooh, if it doesn't fit in one of those three boxes, it's gonna be a no. Once the wedding's over, then there's gonna like typically I have like three buckets in my life where like these are the three things that are priorities right now. By the way, health is just like health and my spirituality are just non-negotiables. Uh-uh. That's just like keeping the lights on. We just have to do those. That's not one of the three things. The three things are like bigger projects or whatever that come into my world. But my health and my spirit, my relationship with God and my spirituality and all that kind of stuff is just like non-negotiable, right? But I'm talking about these three other things. So the second one is delay your response. You know, if you're unsure about it or you don't have a clear no or a clear yes, it's kind of like murky down in your intuition. Just like, hey, yeah, let me check in on that and I'll get back to you. Delay the response. You don't have to give people answers as soon as they ask. It's the beauty of text messaging, right? People can ask you for something and you like let it simmer for, well, in my case, a couple days. I'm not the best at responding to text messages. My close friends and family know this. Let it simmer. The third one is be clear and direct. Avoid over explaining, right? The title of this is No as a Full Sentence. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for anything. Keep it simple, keep it straightforward, right? I'm unable to take this on right now, or that doesn't fit with my current priorities. And in that, number 4, offer an alternative when appropriate, right? If you're declining a request, suggest something else that's still, you know, like supports that person, but in a way that feels super aligned for you. You don't have to do this. It's just an option. But like, hey, I can't help with that project right now, but here, let me recommend this person who totally can, right? I do that multiple times a day. Hey, Sam, this, like if someone's asking me for my time or whatever it is, and my time is incredibly limited and I'm very boundaried with my time. So I'll often say, hey, I'm fully committed now, but like Kelsey is like, ask Kelsey. She's amazing. She's got that same skill set, right? So that's a big one. Number 5, setting boundaries. What I've learned, you guys, in this is the person that I need to set the most amount of boundaries with is myself. Setting boundaries with myself and then honoring my boundaries, right? Really defining my own limits. There were certain things in my life that were just exhausting me. And so I'm like, okay, here's my boundaries around this thing. For instance, Slack for me is one of those things where I can find myself just, for those of you who are not familiar with that, it's a communication platform that companies use and we use it at Pause. But Slack for me was like almost like addicting. Like, okay, I got to make sure I'm in everything and in every conversation, and whoever needs help, I need to answer them right away. And it's just like not healthy for me or my team. And so now I'm in the practice of in the morning, boom, check Slack for half an hour. Once right after my lunch, and then once at the end of the day. 3 little check-ins with Slack, and then I'm done. Versus it being on there all the time, right? So setting boundaries, especially things like weekends. The other day, someone sent me a text. He's like, hey, it was a Saturday. Hey, can we hop on a quick call about this like marketing campaign? I'm like, no. Like I stop working Fridays at 5:30 and I don't start working Mondays until 8:30. Like I do not do shit on the weekends when it comes to work, unless it's like speaking, right? If like I have a speaking gig or it's like an event, whatever. I'm running a retreat. That's different, but I don't do my general CEO and stuff on the weekends. I just don't. I have so much time Monday to Friday. I can fit it all in. Weekends are for me, for Eric, for my family, for my friends, for self-care, for hanging out with God, like it's just my time to hang. Number 6, practice, saying no to yourself. And this kind of goes with, the setting boundaries is again, that part of our brain, that part of our ego that's like fear of missing out. Oh my gosh, everyone's having fun. It's like, who cares? What are you getting in return? What are you getting in return? Next is communicate with empathy. Be kind, be firm, acknowledge that the other person has needs, right? They have needs, we have needs. How can everybody win? And in my experience, when we override our own needs to satiate someone else's, that is a lose-lose situation because you'll have resentment doing it and that person won't get the best of you. So why not say no? No is a full sentence. Preserve your energy. Then when you're ready to say yes, you're going to show up in a full ass yes. Like this is a full body freaking yes. It's a full yes. And the last one is seeking support. So when I was first overcoming being a people pleaser, I had to really practice my no. And so I remember, and this is actually something that we do at Pause in our breathwork facilitator program, is we do, we do a lot of things up in there, but we do a lot of dyad practices. So a dyad practice is essentially a practice with 2 people. And the dyad practice goes a little bit something like this. Partner A will give partner B a request like, hey, can you cook me dinner tonight? And it doesn't matter what the request is. You could be like, hey, can you braid my hair? Hey, can you drive me to the airport? It doesn't matter what the ask is. But partner B their practice is just saying no, like being in an environment where we can say no and we can still have safety and we can still have connection. That's why people say yes, 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 yes. And they say yes to things that are an actual no, because it's fear of rejection. But if we go underneath that, it's losing connection. Like that's what we're all so desperately afraid of. So practice saying no, whether it's with a coach, a friend, if you're a pause student, ask someone to do a feeler inside of our community. Anyone will do that with you. Hop on Zoom, hop on the phone, practice saying no in different scenarios. What this is going to do is it's going to build your confidence to go like, no, like that's a no for me. That's a full body no for me. And just practice the art of saying no, right? And oftentimes it's going to be a little bit like, ooh, it's going to feel a little bit crunchy, especially for us people pleasers out there who are so afraid of not, you know, or recovering people pleasers who are like, ooh, if I say no, they won't like me. It's okay. If you are fully honoring your intuition, you're honoring your alignment, that is a clear no that comes from your body, and someone's not going to be your friend because you're honoring yourself. I don't know about you, but I'm like, I don't have time and space for friends like that. I have all the time in the freaking world for friends who are in celebration of me honoring my no. In my friendship group, in San Diego, there's like 13 of us, all of which who were probably at that bachelorette party. And when someone offers like, hey guys, we're all doing this today, and someone posts in the group like, hey, I'm gonna say no to that. I'm really depleted, or I'm on my period, or I need to rest. It's like, yeah, hell yeah. We celebrate that. I'm like, yes, go take care of yourself. You taking care of you is actually a contribution to the freaking world, everyone around you. When I take care of me, I get to show up to Eric with so much energy and love. I get to show up to my team in an aligned, beautiful place. It's like this contribution, right? Remember, my loves, your vibration is your contribution. This podcast is called Can't Be Contained. We want that energy of I can't be contained. Well, I only can do that if I have the energy to. Once we have the energy, then we can do the stuff in the world that our soul is here to do. And we're not constantly mad at ourselves for doing shit that we don't actually want to do. So let this week be your practice in saying no. Let this week be a representation of practicing your no, starting with those small no's. Like, hey, I'm a no for that. Like, start small, build up the resiliency, build up the confidence in your body, seek support. You guys, this is so important. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. This is so, 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 so important. And it will set you free, and it will help you reclaim your energy so that you can pour that energy into the things that are just going to give you more energy. Imagine that. The things that you say yes to, they give you back energy. And it's like this momentum that creates. And then all of a sudden you're like, man, I feel so energized. I feel so aligned. Yes, because you've been in self-consent with yourself. How amazing. How amazing. All right, my loves, that is everything from this episode. You are listening to the Can't Be Contained podcast, episode 305. No is a full sentence, how to reclaim your energy by saying no. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you so much, and we'll catch you next week. Bye for now.
Can't be contained.